They have doctors there and nurses who come to Providence Heights to see the sisters. And if something happens, for instance, they have a fall, we call Life Pittsburgh. Whoever is on call gets back to us, and it carries on from there. So Life Pittsburgh is working out really well at this point.
It's a very good joint relationship between our agency and theirs. At first, people had hesitation about it, but now it's just, it's one of the best things for our sisters.
I mean, you're going to have that attitude that it's, oh no, I don't want to do this. It's just not for us. But I would advise anybody in any other state or county or wherever that they should give it a try. Because we went, knowing that we experienced that at the beginning, that, we had that same thought that it wasn't going to go, or no, we're not going to do, we're going to run into all these problems. But it works out very well.
The staff have seen a change in our sisters by way of a more outgoing, more pleasant, because of this experience. So I think that they're kind of putting that together of what Life Pittsburgh can do for, our sisters.
Working together, as with any kind of leadership, I think you have to have an open mind, let's put it that way, and communication to make things work. I would recommend that very much to any leadership.
I just visited their center last week with our sisters to kind of see the mode of operation and all of that. And once they get there, they forget who you are because they're into meeting the other people. And I realize that it is unique, and we try to remind our sisters in a way that you really pioneered this, and those who were willing to venture into it, I think, have certainly benefited from it. As a religious community for many years, we've tend to take care of our own, and we've taken care of our own expertise and everything, but really things are changing so quickly. We need to outsource and insource, and to get comfortable with doing that. We all have the same interest, the wellness and wholeness of the individual in their aging process.
Pittsburgh 3 times, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I dearly love it, and I would recommend it to anyone.
They're playing bingo, and I remember one day the lady was sitting beside me just folding her arms and looking at the chart. And the lady across from her was saying, "Put something down there." And the poor lady was getting uncomfortable, So I turned to her and I said, "Can you see?" And she said, "No, I'm not very well. I can't go that fast and I can't move." So I said, would you want to play with me? And she said, yes. So I played her card for her, and her face just lit up, and she began to speak. And so I thought, it's just too bad I can't go, because I like to do things like that. You just sit down and somebody comes and gives you an x-ray and everything like that. I think that part's very nice.
When I go to Pittsburgh, Life Pittsburgh, I get to meet a lot of people. And I have to say that when I go to Life Pittsburgh and if Sister Jean Louise is not there, everybody asks about her. Where's Sister Jean Louise? Where's Sister Jean Louise? So she gets her name taken all the time. And we have to say, well, she's not here today because she had a doctor appointment or whatever. So you can tell from that how much we like Life Pittsburgh.
Since I've started 3 years ago, it's amazing how many people come along with these walkers. When I first went there, those people did not have those walkers. And now, so many of them come with a walker. It's just a great joy to see that. They have a basket and a place to sit down, and they're happy as can be about their walkers,
Everybody is friendly. They all seem to know us, and they greet us. And I think that's so nice that they know that they know who we are, and they welcome us, yes. It's very nice to get out and see different people.
The people that do activities are just alive, I'll tell you. Are they alive? Just full of fun. Make you feel fun, make you feel like fun. That's one of my favorite things, getting out 3 times a week and meeting beautiful people.
There's such a cheerful attitude, such a willing attitude about them.
I had a lot of misgivings about that committee at first because I thought holistic living, that's like the universe committee, too much stuff. But it turned out, I think, very well.
I love the new word we coined, somebody did, refirement instead of retiring.
We went over there to see the place. I said to them, who pays for all this? And they said, Medicare and Medicaid. And I said, how can they do that? And they said, it's cheaper for them to do that than to pay for care of people in nursing homes, and it's much better, which it is much better.
If we have a big major change in our physical health, we have a place to go. And we're not sit here worrying about where am I going to go? What am I going to do with my home? What am I going to do with all of this? That, I think, is the advantage of living in community, because certainly all of us have had relatives who have struggled. Where am I going to go when something happens to me? Or the spouse, I can't take care of the other one anymore. So I think that was an enriching experience for me, because I did work prior to this ministry. I am now in older adult ministry, and I would see older couples who struggle. What's going to happen? And we don't have that worry. And I guess that's called providence. And it was one of those blessings that Joan Chittister talked about, that people did it. I think you have to have the passion that you want to do something and you want to belong. And I, again, was touched by the commitment of the sisters who, when we would meet in the evening, and they were so faithful to that meeting, despite the fact they would much better rather be in relaxing. And so that was impressive. So getting the input from community members is essential. And the more we can tap into a variety of resources. Probably if we would have had more members, we would have addressed all the issues.
If I had to do it over, I would probably come with a more open mind. I thought I had my mind settled before I got in.
So I'd like to get rid of the word retirement. So if I were talking to any leaders of the communities, I would say throw it out is right and come up and talk about ministry. I think people like ourselves, the word retirement, if we could come up with a better word than even refirement, I think the word is ministerial. We minister to each other all the time. So we never retire from ministry.
We don't retire. We have a change of ministry. I used to say my ministry is being available, and I'll still say that, but I'm not as available for as many things as I used to be. I say to everybody, is there something I can do for you? And almost all of them say, no, but thank you for coming, and blah, 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 blah. And that's a good thing.
I was just thinking, for me, retirement is just doing a little less of what I have been accustomed to doing for the past 20 or 25 years.
Well, I like Life Pittsburgh. I liked it since before we joined it. And I think that joining Life Pittsburgh was the best thing that the committee did. We did a lot of things, and but I think our association with Life Pittsburgh was the best thing that we did.
I want to make a comment from one of our sisters that is not with Life Pittsburgh, but is in the infirmary a lot visiting, and she sees what care they get. She said the other day at the table, we are so fortunate. We are so blessed how well the sisters are taken care of.